by the way, the Q-tip people are the last ones to ever talk about somebody stealing anything. Y'all wouldn't be in this country had it not been for y'all stealing it.
The names and stuff don't even bother me. The thing that bothers me is that society is working backwards now. We've come so far from 1776 to the Civil War to Jim Crow. We've came so fucking far, and now people want to just switch it. Like, why can't we just fucking learn?
Subscribe to this channel in case you are watching this channel and have not subscribed.
Okay, one other headline here. It's something else from last week that I wanted to cover, and well, I wasn't here, so I couldn't. Mentioning it now, though. Fox News headline, Buffalo police arrested 10 for looting amid the deadly winter storm. Officials in Buffalo, New York said Wednesday, this was last Wednesday night, that
New York was going crazy. I don't know if y'all saw, but like there was a big ass snowstorm in New York, and everybody was just walking down their street to a local store, and since it was all closed, they were just breaking in and robbing the shit. Motherfuckers are stupid and going on live, showing their face, showing every single thing that they're doing, incriminating themselves just for clout. Motherfuckers will go to jail for clout. It's crazy.
10 arrests have been made in response to looting following a deadly winter storm that ravaged the region over the Christmas weekend. The Buffalo Police Department said the arrests were conducted by its newly created anti-looting task force. The group was formed after reports of break-ins to businesses as the storm halted daily life in the city. On Tuesday, Buffalo Police Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia warned that looting would not be tolerated. This isn't people stealing food and medicine and diapers, he said. They're destroying stores. They're stealing television, couches, whatever else they can get their hands on. They're opportunists, he said at a press conference. So that was for the major winter storm last week. And we had, we got down to negative temperatures here in Nashville, -2 degrees. Other places, the weather was even worse, and this led to looting. But don't worry, because what we learned from some leftists on TikTok is that the looters had every right to do what they did. They had every right to exploit and take advantage of this situation, as they so often do. And here's one TikToker explaining why.
So I live in Buffalo. This is a 33. This is my car that's been buried in all of this snow since last week. And this is outside my granny's house, a tree that's been there since my aunt was a child. Safe to say that it's a out there, right? Here go y'all goblins who don't even live in the city. Which, by the way, the Q-tip people are the last ones to ever talk about somebody stealing anything. Y'all wouldn't be in this country had it not been for y'all stealing it. So y'all are more focused on people looting and trying to get necessities and things that they need. And yes, a TV is a necessity thing. Than the people who are literally freezing to death in their own home, freezing to death outside because this city did not shut down the way it should have. Byron Brown want to get on here and talk about, we told y'all, we knew this was gonna happen, but why didn't you close businesses when you should have? Why you got everybody rushing home at noon when the storm is starting, and now people are literally dying in their cars because they can't see? And yeah, it was that bad. I went out like at 8 o'clock in the morning before it started, and by the time I got out of Wegmans, right, it was like maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it was bad. And that was just the beginning of the storm. So if you don't live in Buffalo, even if you do live in Buffalo, you feel like you're better than because people are out here stealing, and you would never. First of all, if you are a Mayo monster, that is how your ancestors got everything from stealing. People are out here trying to get toilet paper. People are out here trying to get, just small little food from Family Dollar, and y'all got capitalism. Steal everything that you need, babe. Because at the end of the day, this city continuously fails us whenever we have any type of emergency. Byron.
The names and stuff don't even bother me, honestly. It's just the thing that bothers me is that society is working backwards now. That's what bothers me. Is like we've come so far from 1776 to the Civil War to Jim Crow. We've came so fucking far from all of that, and now people want to just switch it. Like, why can't we just fucking learn? I just don't understand why we live in a society nowadays where motherfuckers think that if you was wrong, then you need to wrong them back, and then you will be right for it. I don't understand why that shit is uplifted. Well, I do because it's TikTok and, China and, but the name doesn't hurt my feelings. It's just, it's irritating. It's like we work so damn hard as society. And I mean, I didn't work that hard, obviously, because I wasn't around for all of them damn years. But I was brought into a world at a pretty stable time to where we was all kind of getting along with each other, and then now it's just gotten to the point to where minorities, any person of color, just hates white people. I guess it's karma, but bruh, like, two wrongs don't make a right, man. It's such a simple cliche saying, but what else can you say about it? You aren't changing anything. You aren't bettering the world by throwing these slurs around. You're just showing the world your true colors. You're showing the world you're no better than all the people that were throwing slurs at your ancestors or anybody. If anyone's had a slur thrown at them and you throw a slur back, you're no better.
Do better.
Okay. Mayo monster, she calls white people, which I take exception to for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that I hate mayo. I was just calling for the execution of people that enjoy mayo.
I do like mayo. I ain't gonna lie. I love me some mayonnaise.
The other day. So this is no different from what we hear from the left all the time. Infamously, AOC, of course, said that looters are just out stealing bread to feed their families. And yet...
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm sure people did take advantage of the situation way more than they needed to. I'm not trying to justify it. Any type of looting is wrong. But that's what happens whenever you have a country that's pissed and broke. This is what's going to happen. I'm not trying to justify it, like I said, but if you really want to point fingers at someone, it's the government for making people just this mad, bro. Like, let people live a happy, healthy life. Stop helping your rich-ass buddies and help the poverty. Help people that are struggling and barely can even afford rent and barely afford electricity. People were struggling with all their living necessities before inflation even started going up like crazy. Like I said, I'm not trying to justify looting because you should never just go out and loot. There's no justification for it. But it's like expected, Like, what the fuck did the government expect?
After the looters, as we heard from the police chief, after the looters run through a Walmart or Dollar General or whatever it is that they're stealing from, the bread aisle is always conspicuously left untouched. Not only are they not stealing bread, but it's like the one thing they won't steal. The one thing that they won't steal are the necessities. Those are all of the sections of the store that are left untouched. And that's because these are not starving people who are out desperately scrounging for resources. That's not what this is.
Yeah, they're scrounging to find something to sell so they can have money. I mean, food stamps covers food. You don't need to buy food.
These are vultures, scavengers, victimizing their own community, exploiting a crisis to steal from their own neighbors. The businesses that provide necessities to their own communities, they are exploiting and victimizing. And this is also something to keep in mind, when you hear about so-called food deserts. Okay, what is a food desert? Well, you think a food desert would be like an actual desert is a food desert. It's one of the things that defines a desert. There are not a lot of resources of that kind. But that's not what it means when we hear about food deserts. This is an effort on the left. They've come up with this terminology, and it's an effort to support the claim that there is still this systemic racism against black people in the United States. And
I don't think it has anything to do with race. I think it just has to do with people being poor, people being pissed.
They have to get increasingly desperate when they're trying to, find and locate this mythical phantom systemic racism. And so they end up talking about things like food deserts. And so a food desert is places, especially in inner city, often in black communities, where there are not as many stores and restaurants and grocery stores and that sort of thing as there are in other parts of the city. That's a food desert. Although, even if there were none at all, if you're living in a city, you're never going to be more than like a 5-minute Uber ride away from some kind of store.
Yeah.
But if there are these food deserts, if there are...
I even grew up in a small town, and there's fucking a grocery store 5 minutes away. I mean, granted, the town was only like 10 minutes to get from one side to the other, but I live in a city now, and still, it might not be a Walmart, but there's a Price Chopper near me, there's a gas station near me, there's restaurants, not restaurants, but like fast foods and shit.
Grocery stores and restaurants that are shutting down shop in these communities or refusing to open up in the first place. Maybe this is part of the reason why. I mean, when you prey upon the businesses in your community and you loot and rob them, then they're going to go away. And then other potential business owners are going to look, and if you've got someone who wants to open up their own restaurant, their own grocery store, and they're thinking of where should I put it, they're going to tend to put it in safer places where they're less likely to be victimized in this way.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I just feel like it's bigger than just the people in the stores. I feel like it's just way higher up in the ladder, and the people that are fighting and actually doing all the work and actually having to do all the suffering are the people at the bottom, which are the stores and the people. But yeah, I'm gonna end that video there, y'all. Video was about over anyways. I doubt he was gonna say much more that was elaborate. But yeah, I'm gonna end that video there, y'all. Please like the video. If you got anything to say about the video, anything to say to me, any suggestions, any critiques, anything, let me know down below. I'll read every comment. If you really support me, go ahead and share my content with a buddy. Take some clips of it, put it on TikTok, whatever. I would appreciate that greatly. But yeah, if you fuck with me, please give me a subscription. With that being said, deuces.
But that's just how it's supposed to be. She thinks she leeching probably, but she won't get nothing from me. Said you let me, I doubt it. I'll fuck around and pay the fee. It's a whole lot of hate up in your eyes and I can see it.
Hate all in your eyes and you've been praying on my down.